Dominican youth give input to Caribbean agriculture policy. Domfesta celebrates 30 years and government continues negotiations with partners regarding Dominica's geothermal energy project.
Hello and thanks for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I am Tarnia Green.
And I'm Mervin Matthews. Stay with us for details of the headline stories and others after the break.
Listen closely and you will hear what climate change might sound like. Hurricanes getting stronger and more frequent. Glaciers melting causing a rise in sea levels. Dry bush burning after a prolonged drought left the bushes vulnerable to fires.
What? No water again?
But listen closely again and you will hear the solutions. People switching to energy-saving light bulbs. People building stronger homes that can withstand hurricane force winds. Our climate may be changing, but so can we. Making small changes together can have a huge effect on reducing the impacts of climate change. Act now. Rally. Rethink. Respond. This message is brought to you by the OECS Secretariat with funded assistance from USAID.
Documentaries and in-depth discussions, community walkthroughs, and Yes We Care. See it all on GIS Channel 7.
Welcome back, viewers. Time now for the details of the news. The government of Dominica is currently engaged in discussions with a number of interested parties, including the Électricité de France, EDF, the sole electricity company in Guadeloupe and Martinique, for the development of Dominica's geothermal energy resource. In January this year, the government of Dominica entered into an agreement with EDF to jointly pursue the best options for the construction of an energy plant for domestic supply and for export to French countries of Guadeloupe and Martinique. Since then, the company has been reviewing its involvement in the project and has been holding discussions with government. Energy Minister Honorable Raven Blackmore told a press conference on Wednesday that the EDF has the technical and financial capabilities to assist Dominica in implementing its geothermal project. In light of this, the minister has expressed optimism about Dominica's geothermal energy project.
We are confident, therefore, that we're going to move forward with the process of developing the resource to the benefit of Dominica, as I've said. There are other potential partners who have shown interest and are willing to come to the table to discuss and to negotiate with us to develop that resource to the extent to which we believe will benefit Dominica, both from supplying our domestic need and for the export purpose.
Minister Blackmore told members of the media on Wednesday that Emera Inc., a Canadian utility company and the parent company of Barbados Light and Power Holding, which recently purchased Domlec, has also expressed interest in participating in Dominica's geothermal energy project. That process is being led by a team appointed by the government of Dominica under the chairmanship of Dominica's ambassador to the United Nations, Vince Henderson.
As you may have known by now, Emera Group, of course, which is the parent company of the holding company that have purchased Domlec, is also interested in that product in itself, and for that we are very glad.
The government of Dominica is confident that over the next several weeks, a determination will be made on the best way forward for the development of Dominica's geothermal resource, which is being pursued in the interest of Dominicans.
In more news, Dominican youth met on Wednesday to discuss and strategize a way forward for the development of the region's agriculture and to give recommendations to the Caribbean agricultural policy. CARICOM is charged with the responsibility of formulating and preparing the Caribbean agricultural policy, and part of that process involves the engagement of a wider cross-section of stakeholders, including youth. The Caribbean Farmers Network, CAFAN, which is a regional umbrella organization for national farmer organizations across 13 Caribbean countries, was given the mandate to facilitate discussions with young people in CARICOM countries under the pillar dubbed Youth and Rural Modernization. Wednesday's consultation is part of CAFAN's overall agricultural development strategy to get more young people involved in the sector and to build agriculture as a viable, sustainable business. Dominica's Director of Agriculture, Ricky Brumant, in addressing the opening of the consultation, said youth presents the bedrock for agricultural sustainability, and it's important that their input is sought.
Agriculture and its succession, agriculture and its sustainability, agriculture and its future is dependent on youth. But we cannot just use youth abstractly as, a term that we throw in the air sometimes. We believe we must set the stage for youth to take action. I believe we must set the stage for youth to participate. I believe we must set the stage for youth to belong. I believe we must set the stage for youth to work. We will involve youth along the chain, from the seed to the plate. But before that, engaging them in ensuring that they have the knowledge, the technical information that will carry them through. And we need to banish from our minds, and I'm saying that based on what the teacher said, we need to banish from our minds the notion that youth cannot take their rightful place in society. Youth cannot take their rightful place in the chain of agricultural production and beyond. That is where we're going to go. Take it or leave it, want it or not. That is what will happen. But youth, of course, like anything else, you have to bring yourself to be across the table in the discussion, in the negotiations. You have to present yourself worthy of that profession and the acceptance of those things we're going to provide.
Mr. Brumant noted that the future of agriculture is heavily dependent on the youth.
We cannot make plans for youth. I do not believe we can take actions for youth, you understand, without their active participation. And in truth and in fact, platforming youth and the discussion and policy is very relevant, very key, and of course, very good at this point in time.
Dr. Nadia Paquet-Ansem served as main facilitator at the consultation. She said recommendations by the youth from the consultation will be submitted to the CARICOM Secretariat and the Caribbean Farmers Network.
These discussions will actually focus on youth business, entrepreneurship, opportunities for youth in agriculture, leadership and advocacy, agriculture, and schools. And we have a desired results out of this consultation to actually receive feedback from our stakeholders here today, in particularly with emphasis on the youth, to actually refer back those discussions to CAFAN, which is a Caribbean Farmers Network. These discussions will reach the level of the Alliance Group of COTED, which is a Council for Economic Trade and Development. CAFAN has also created what is called a roadmap. And the roadmap guides CARICOM, the CARICOM Secretariat, and the Council on Economic Trade and Development, as well as other supporting partners, such as CADI and ICA. And it encompasses areas such as mechanisms to improve and include youth in terms of policy discussed, and also in terms of involvement in agriculture and rural development.
The Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, is lending support to the consultation. IICA's technical specialist, Kent Kopel, is optimistic that following the consultation, young people would have identified opportunities which will motivate young people to get involved in agriculture.
After today, we should have identified some of the opportunities that will first of all attract young persons into agriculture, as well as to retain those already engaged in agriculture, because we know that people are living agriculture. So we want to attract as well as to retain. We want to certainly ensure that persons identify some of the capacity development needs to ensure that we can maximize the potential benefits for the opportunities identified. And we would like to also ensure that we outline some mechanism specifically for the youth in agriculture to ensure that when you get engaged or take advantage of some of the opportunities in agriculture, that you certainly can sustain them. So that is really the context at which we drive this consultation, and we do hope to achieve some of these outputs.
Chief Youth Development Officer John Roach welcomed the involvement of youth in the future development of the region's agricultural sector.
I am happy for this approach because having been involved in youth work for most of my life, and that is over 30 years, the young people of Dominica have given me the reason to believe in them, and I'm confident in their potential to provide critical thinking and sound policy recommendations for the development of agriculture and any other sector.
Wednesday's consultation, which was held at the Fisheries Division's conference room, saw the participation of youth from organizations such as the Dominica Youth Business Trust, the National Association of Youth in Agriculture, the Center where Adolescents Learn to Love and Serve, and the Dominica State College.
And organizers of Dominica's Festival of the Arts, Domfesta, are looking forward to a milestone celebration this year when the festival marks its 30th year. The announcement was made at the media launch of Domfesta on Wednesday morning at the Old Mill Cultural Center. Minister for Culture, Honorable Justina Charles, in her address, reflected on the contributions made to Dominica by Domfesta over the past 30 years. She called for more festivals of its kind.
The Dominica Festival of Arts has reached a major milestone, which is the celebration of its 30th anniversary. This is indeed a great achievement. The first Domfesta was held in 1983. Now, 30 years later, Domfesta has become a major feature of the cultural event calendar. When Domfesta was conceptualized back in 1983, it was felt that a special event or festival was needed to showcase the contemporary arts. This was in light of the fact that there is a strong emphasis on the traditional music and arts during independence celebration. During the 30 years, the focus of the festival has been on modern dance, drama, fine arts, poetry, and contemporary music, among others. It is therefore very necessary to create cultural events and festivals such as Domfesta because they provide a stimulus for artistic creativity and production.
Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence gave a brief history of the festival, which has come to mean so much to the island.
Domfesta was introduced by the Cultural Division and the National Cultural Council in 1983 to provide more opportunities for creative expression for our artists. This means that this year, as Mr. Rabis said, we are celebrating 30 years of Domfesta, which is quite an achievement and milestone for the Cultural Division and the National Cultural Council. When Domfesta started in 1983, Alwyn Bully, as Chief Cultural Officer, Pearl Christian, and myself made up the staff of the Cultural Division at the time. Domfesta has allowed for the showcasing of many of our artists and craftspersons through the years and has served to launch many of our artists to achieve greater heights.
The media launch also served to present to the public a DVD of cultural dances and a second book of old Dominican photos. Joining us on the set now to talk more about Domfesta 2013 activities is Dominica's Chief Cultural Officer, Raymond Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, thank you very much for joining us on National Focus.
Very welcome, Tarnia.
So Domfesta 2013 has been officially launched. We've got a number of interesting activities for this year, including 3 plays, 2 of which are local.
Yes, and one of them is written by Steve Hyacinth and directed by him as well, presented by the New Dimension Theatre, that's Desired Will, at the Arawak on April 26th, 27th, and 28th. A Tale of Slavery, Part 2, written by a young, upcoming playwright in Dominica, Giselle Pierre, directed by Alwyn Bully, to be staged on May 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and A Tempest, being staged by La Coup des Arts at the Alliance Française on May 31st and June 1st and 2nd, directed again by Alwyn Bully. So yes, there are 3 plays forming part of Domfesta this year.
What are we trying to achieve, having showcased all these plays during Domfesta?
Yes, well, certainly to promote the arts and giving our artists and craftspersons an opportunity to showcase their talents and skills to promote and preserve Dominica's culture, and also to help build national identity, national pride, and to help culture in Dominica and the arts to grow from strength to strength.
Another feature we see coming again in this year's Domfest activities is the primary schools Creole Spelling Bee competition.
Yes, and this is the 3rd annual primary schools Creole Spelling Bee, which has been going down very well with the schools. It helps to promote the Creole language among our young people. It helps to promote Creole language in the schools. And of course, it helps to promote the language generally as part of the culture of Dominica, something we should cherish and try to preserve and promote. And we have preliminary competitions among the primary schools around the island on the 1st of May. And the finals, we have 10 zones, so hopefully there will be 10 finalists at the finals on the 8th of May. It's a Wednesday morning at Arawak from 10. And we are encouraging, of course, as many schools as possible to participate in this competition.
Interestingly, we see the jazz in Creole making its presence in this year's calendar of events. Sunday, May 19, Jazz and Creole at the Cabritz.
Yes, really organized by Discover Dominica and DFC. And it's an event that's growing, I think, in terms of appeal and attraction, and has been working well at the Cabritz, a different type of venue, beautiful venue, and that's carded for the 19th of May. It's a Sunday afternoon from 2. So that, I think, will be another fun, engaging, entertaining event as part of Domfesta this year.
We've also designated Tuesday, May 21st to Saturday, May 25th for African Liberation Day celebrations.
Yes, actually, there's an African Liberation Day committee which organizes activities to commemorate African Liberation Day on the 25th of May. This year they have some activities leading up to the 25th of May, so they start from the 21st, hoping to have an opening ceremony, an art and craft exhibition, a lecture, and also a cultural gala of sorts. And also on the 25th of May itself, a march, a rally, followed by music performances from various bands. Mm-hmm. So it should be a special celebration this year.
Okay, so an interesting lineup for Domfest Activities 2013. You want to reach out to Dominicans and encourage them to participate in the events?
As much as possible. And this year we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Domfesta. So it has really come a long way. We thank God, we thank the staff of culture, and we thank the artists and persons who've participated all through the years, and the sponsors who've partnered with us through the years to help to make the event possible. So we are hoping as many people as possible can support all the various activities, and that the media will continue to support us as they usually have. And I want to mention too, we have a steel band celebration as well at Soufriere, Pork Festival at Bagatelle, an Institute for the Arts end-of-year closing ceremony. We set up the institute last year at the Old Mill. We hope to have a closing ceremony at the Arawak on the 23rd of May, an art and craft exhibition. These are, and the School's Arts Gold, which will feature gold medalists from the recently held National Schools Arts Festival.
Okay, so. Domfesta 2013, sounding exciting and interesting. Chief Cultural Officer Raymond Lawrence joining us on National Focus.
Government is currently undertaking a number of road projects in the Wesley constituency. A news crew visited Wesley constituency recently to get an update on some of those projects. Jana Hector now brings us this special report.
The government of Dominica has recognized the significance of feeder roads to farming communities, and as such has begun to pay more attention to their upkeep. In that vein, GIS embarked on a tour of ongoing road projects in Wesley and Woodford Hill on April 11, 2013, accompanied by Parliamentary Representative for the area, Honorable Gloria Shillingford. The tour began at the Mopo Shilling Road 1 week after work commenced. Chairman of the Wesley Village Council, Matthew Prince, gave details.
This road was a much needed road, and quite a lot of people tried to get this road going, but unfortunately, however, this time, along with the PALREP, we managed to get this road going. It is a little over 100 feet in length there, and like I said, it started sometime last month, And the people are very, very happy that this road is going to be a reality. At the moment, it is a community-based project. So the funding is coming from government to assist us by the parliamentary representative, and the labor is coming from our community. We managed to get persons together to see how we can do this road on a self-help basis. So far, it has been successful so far.
According to Prince, the $10,000 road, which is expected to be completed by May, will serve as an optional emergency exit for the community. And in the spirit of community development, the workers on the project are volunteers from the area. The council chairman is pleased with the efforts of the parliamentary representative. He credits the project's success to the partnership between the council and Honorable Shillingford. Community resident Mustula David Joseph could hardly contain her excitement about the new road.
I'm feeling so happy about this road. I just want to thank my pal rep, Mrs. Claria Shillingford, for making this road. It's very convenient to us. This road is taking us to the Comprehensive High School, and have another piece below the road to take us down on the flat to go to Londonderry River. That is where we used to pass to go to wash at a time. So I'm very glad and proud about this road. Our children could pass here as a motorable road to go to school.
The talk continued to the Joe Burton Road in Wesley, where Foreman Maimon Coffey shared his thoughts on the project. He believes that the road will improve the overall ambience of the community while giving local builders the opportunity to showcase their skills. The Joe Burton Road project was divided between two local contractors, Lennox Christmas with Section 1 and McVan Prosper with Section 2. On location with Prosper, the project chief said the road means great things for the community of Wesley.
I see a great improvement for most of the farmers here too, and also the community of Wesley.
So what does the project involve? How do you build a road with that?
How I'll build this road? Well, it all depends on the contract. As the engineer give me the order how to build it, I build it. But my section, like I'm building, is two tracks. So it's look better than how it was before. But well, the widest of the two tracks is 12 feet, 12 to 13 feet wide, or 10 feet. Just because the tracks.
So what stage your employees in right now?
Well, the employees are in a stage like they're getting something to understand now. What is it? How the road is going on now? They're getting the understanding here.
So who you want to thank for the project?
Well, my pal rep from Wesley.
GIS News also spoke with employee on the project, Gerard Gussie. Gussie says the farmers of the area, in anticipation of the project's completion, are already preparing to make bigger contributions to the island's economy.
They really needed it for a while, and so far as you could snap all over, you see fresh gardens is all over, newly cultivated.
Because of the road? Because
of the road, and cutting more bushes all behind over there. You see they're cutting down more bushes right now. Even today, a man was spraying there this morning for a long while he was in Canada. He just came back, and then they keep just spraying up the plant over again because they're proud of the road that is coming.
Archibald Prince, another employee, says he will always be willing to help develop his community through projects like these.
I feel very, very proud to be a part of this project. Very proud.
So how do you feel about government letting local people work to develop their community?
I think that's one of the best moves that government could ever make, because it gives each and everyone a chance to have something. You understand? So I think it's very good so far.
So if other opportunities arise for you to help build Wesley, will you be a part of it?
This gives me the courage and feeling to go on more. So I would always be involved.
While on site, lifelong farmer Hob St. John took a minute to speak with us on his way home from his garden.
One time it was very good, but after they let it go, very loose, dilapidated, in a dilapidated condition. But now I'm seeing improvement. So as I'm seeing improvement, not myself alone, but all the other farmers will be able to benefit and do more on the farm, you understand? With this road, farmers can of course apply themselves, you understand, to plant more, that they can produce more, and they can also earn more from what they are doing with this road.
The next stop on the tour was the Mango Gutter Road, where 35 men were grateful to be gainfully employed. Foreman Felix Telemark felt strongly that projects like these mean a lot to people of the area. To Telemark, the best facet of community-based projects is employment for locals. The tour ended at the Simper Road, where contractor Addison Prince revealed that at the time of the interview, only 300 feet remained of the 1,500-foot road project. Farmers in the area believe the rehabilitation of the road will encourage growers to return with new enthusiasm to their livelihoods.
A lot up there is where I had my farm, and over a year now I had partially abandoned my farm. But since the road has commenced and we see bright prospects in terms of agriculture, I have gone back to my farm and I have sprayed already, and I hope to continue heavy farming in this area. Because let me say again that it's good that the Parliament could manage to have the government to assist us on this road and on the other roads, because the road was very crucial. It was very, very crucial, and I refused to drive my vehicle up so much miles on that rugged road. But again, we are extremely happy that we have in this road here today, and we have closer, better access to our farm to transport our produce. So I know the farmers are going to go back heavily in farming here. I can assure you that.
At the end of the tour, Honorable Gloria Shillingford, parliamentary representative for Wesley and Woodford Hill, made these remarks.
I think they have taken it as their personal project, and to some of them you would have spoken, you would have seen how elated they are, and they have claimed the project, and that is important. So whatever work they are doing, they are putting in even more, and that is going to stretch the dollar a little more. So I'm very, very happy for what is happening. For some of the farmers who have vehicles, it is an extremely great relief for them. And I, as their pal rep, am happy, because when they are unhappy, I am also unhappy. So I'm grateful to government. I'm grateful for what is happening for my constituency of Wesley and Woodford Hill.
Honorable Shillingford is thankful for the support and patience of residents and pledged her continued devotion to the work of developing the communities in her care. For GIS News, I'm Jana Hector.
And that's news. Stay tuned now for the tip of the day.
Listen closely and you will hear what climate change might sound like.
$30 for a hand of bananas?
Severe drought could destroy banana plants and drive food prices up.
And now we can see the dead coral reef below us.
Dead coral? I thought it was alive.
No, it's dead. If you look at the pictures, you can see what the coral used to look like.
Oh, wow.
Natural wonders like coral reefs are disappearing. But listen closely again, and you can hear the solution. People disposing of garbage responsibly and not in drains and rivers. People responsibly discarding engine oil. Our climate may be changing, but so can we. Making small changes together can have a huge effect on reducing the impacts of climate change. Act now. Rally, rethink, respond. This message is brought to you by the OECS Secretariat with funded assistance from USAID.
Documentaries and in-depth discussions, community walkthroughs, and Yes We Care. See it all on GIS Channel 7. Channel 7. Channel 7. Channel 7.
Today we'll share a few tips with you for preventing acne. Keep your face clean. Whether or not you have acne, it's important to wash your face daily to remove impurities, dead skin cells, and excess oil from the skin surface. Use warm, not hot water, and mild facial cleanser. Using a harsh soap like deodorant body soap can injure the already inflamed skin and cause more irritation. Gently wash it with your clean hands or very soft cloth. Always rinse well and then dry your face with a clean towel.
And always moisturize the skin. Many topical acne products contain ingredients that dry the skin. So always use a moisturizer that minimizes dryness and skin peeling. A gel-based moisturizer usually works well for oily skin. If you have dry skin, try a moisturizing cream or lotion. Combination skin may need 2 products. Remember, always hydrate your skin with water before you moisturize it. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you could visit our website at news.gov.dm.
Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts and on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm your presenter, Tarnia Green.
And I'm Mervin. Thank you so much for watching.